Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining today. It is Mark with Dine.digital, and this is the dish where we have amazing conversations with amazing people. And hopefully, you can see the snow that's falling. It is almost Christmas. And so, happy holidays to everybody out there. Dine.digital, we partner up with restaurants to help them get their marketing to the next level. And when we're not doing that, we're having these kind of interviews where we're talking with people, and so it's exciting to have another person to join us today. And so I'm going to introduce you right now to my newest friend. How are you doing? Welcome to the Dine Digital Dish. It's Jonathan.
Hello there. Hi. It's good to see you, Mark. And you said it was snowing behind you. It's actually snowing here in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, as we speak. So it does feel like the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, there you go. Because we were actually trying to do this last week, and then there was like a freak snowstorm, which I don't know if that's a real thing in Colorado because it snows any time at once, I think. And
That's the problem. It makes a mess of the roadways whenever you want to go somewhere. So
right. So Jonathan is with Luke's, a steak place, which you can see right behind him. He's got a nice little backdrop for us, and we're going to learn more about what you guys are up to. So we'll get right into it. So tell us the story of Luke's.
Sure. Well, so I am actually the fourth owner of Luke's. It started in 1992, so we're coming up on 30 years old, not quite there yet. It's a long time. So if you know the Denver kind of metro area, or the Front Range as we call it, we're out west going out towards Evergreen in Wheat Ridge, right off the highway. We've been a favorite for the stock show for years. When downtown's too busy, people come out west a little bit. And it was started with the history of just wanting a great steak at a great price in a kind of more casual atmosphere than fully formal. So, we still wear, nice clothes here at Luke, but, we're in a neighborhood, actually in a shopping center, which is a little bit unusual, and have been here for the whole almost 29 years now. And so it started with that mission, right? To just bring people an amazing steak in the early 90s. And as restaurants keep closing, these gems that have been a part of these cities for so long, my family just really wanted to save it. So we aimed to do that about 2 years ago. And here we are continuing to fight the good fight through 2020.
Right on. Yeah, we're glad that you are there and doing what you do. We need the local businesses to be strong and healthy, and so we're part of the reason why we do this. Give us a little bit more about how you got involved in the restaurant industry.
Well, so I'm actually also involved in the technology industry and a lot of software and hardware stuff. But my parents had a restaurant when I was in junior high, and it was actually one of the first internet cafes in one of the suburbs outside Dallas Fort Worth where I grew up. So I kind of cut my teeth when I was young, helping behind the register and learning about the three compartment sinks. And we loved to eat out. We were a busy family, so my mom ran a software company, so it was just a very busy time. So I came to really love food. And I actually exited a technology role and had some free time while I was waiting for the next one to start. And I woke up one morning and said, we hang out at these local neighborhood places all the time. We love the communities. I think I'd rather own one and be a part of it, and really enjoy the relationship. I'm a talker. I'm a relationship person. I do marketing globally with the companies I work with. And so, kind of like you. And I love talking. So I thought, what better place than standing in a restaurant or behind the bar where I can eat, because I love to eat. And, that's how it really started. I woke up one morning in 2016 and decided we were going to do it. By January of 2017, I bought the first place called Sideways Sports Lounge, just a couple miles over the hill from here, north of us. Then we started Miles Sports Pub and Grub in Louisville, Colorado, in 2018, and then we bought this in 2019. And our goal was always to have about three, and just kind of hold those in the community, and we're kind of living the dream. Maybe not quite the way we thought, but it's been a little challenging over the years. But we've got some amazing people. You'll see Keri, my general manager behind me, who I actually hired in 2017 for Sideways. She helped me design Miles, and now she's the general manager here at Luke's because she always wanted to get back into the higher end restaurant game, because she was a butcher and a meat cutter and all of those things, and she's great with wine. So it's been a lot of fun.
Excellent. That's good stuff. So when people come and visit you guys at Luke's, so what can they expect?
Well, so the first thing you have to kind of do is not judge a book by its cover, right? You pull into a shopping center, which you're not expecting when you go to a prime steakhouse probably, and that's real. You would have maybe expected that in the 50s and 60s, but today I think we expect things to be freestanding, but this one's been here for so long. So you drive up, Keri has it impeccably decorated for each season. There's twinkle lights, and you walk in, and it's Aspen style wood tables, no tablecloths. We kind of do this Colorado kind of upper casual, I would say. Really nice, wood floors. We've got a beautiful bar back, but it's very open concept. As you can kind of see behind me, the kitchen you can see from the bar. You can see them cooking. You can see our staff, taking care and really delivering the food that you would expect from a prime steak place. But we also do some seafood as well, and a lot of small bites and specials for our neighborhood for the bar crowd. So we have like a bar only menu as well. And I think really what you can expect is amazing people, great service, and that down home feel. What we really never wanted was a lot of the same restaurants died around the city. We wanted these special gems in each neighborhood, and I think Luke's, we're just continuing that tradition that was started by Mike Lucas originally back in 1992.
Great. So dive a little bit more into how Luke is unique compared to other steak places that people can visit in the area.
Yeah, I mean, I think what is unique is that one thing is it's a neighborhood place. So if you request something and we can make it work on our menu, you'll probably see it appear if the neighborhood really wants it. And that's a really cool thing, right? To have some influence into the wines that are carried, the alcohols, the liquors, the types of drinks that we're making. There is stuff in this restaurant still that we buy because we know our regulars come in and will buy it, and they may be the only one, but they come in regularly, and so we make sure that we have it for them. I think the other thing is just that attention to detail. We always tell people we're run by people. We have that human tendency. We make mistakes, but it's how we will fix it for you and make it right that I think you just don't find everywhere. And I think it's what makes your the dish here and the Dine Digital is so important, is because there's all these people that are just passionate about this industry and about delivering a great product, and that's what you really find here at Luke's. So we're really proud of our prime. We serve Aspen Ridge, which is a never ever, and it's Colorado based, and so it kind of gives us that local feel as well. And this is my GM Keri behind me.
Hello, Keri.
And so
Nice to meet you.
I'm guessing the food's almost ready.
Almost ready, so I'll bring it up for you.
Thank you. So we'll be able to spotlight a dish for you, Mark.
Awesome.
This is one of our signatures. It's a bacon wrap filet with a lobster tail, and it's one of our popular. We sometimes do it as a dinner for two special when we're doing a dine-in. When that comes back, we'll start that back up. But right now we're doing like steak and wine for two packages for curbside carryout. And we add a bottle of wine for $30, and people have really been supporting us in the neighborhood, and I hope they keep doing that so we can serve them again indoors in the near future.
Awesome. So that's basically led me into the next question, which was something that you would recommend that your guest had to try on your menu. So would that be the thing that we're about to see here?
It's one of them. The other one is an appetizer that we just, when we inherited the restaurant, it was one of the things that had been being cooked, and it's candied bacon with a peanut butter sauce, and it is just killer. we never really expected it to be as popular as it was, but as we monitored the restaurant after we took over and we started talking to all the customers, it is just that one appetizer that people crave. And if we run out, like, because we make it fresh, we make everything from scratch, so if we run out, it's one of those things that really disappoints people. I think the only other thing, because I have to give a shout out to my chef Alfonso in the back. He is amazing. He makes his own cheesecake, and that's the other thing on the dessert side that is just you know, finding someone who makes an amazing homemade cheesecake is not always easy. So we're really proud of that. And when people do catering with us, that's one of their biggest requests. He also does a key lime, but the cheesecake is an old favorite.
Very good. Well, I grew up as my birthday cake being cheesecakes, but I have a confession to make, which my wife makes fun of me. It was the Jell-O box cheesecake, and I love that stuff.
There's nothing wrong with a good Jell-O cheesecake or a good pudding, cake. I like when we just make a simple pudding with that, chocolate crust. Nothing wrong with that.
I still like the homemade ones too. Those are I can handle them. All right, so the next step would be to show off the dish, and it looks like they're kind of finishing things up maybe there.
Yeah, you can kind of see behind me. This is the experience you'd get if you were sitting at the bar during normal business. We also have some bar seating behind us that are high tops, and people they love to come and watch, watch the action in the kitchen. It's a really cool thing, and I'll kind of move out of the way here as Keri brings up. So this is how we plate it. One of the other things that's really important about what we do, Mark, is a side always comes with the steaks now. So we don't make you buy family sides and stuff. You get some asparagus, you get a choice of potato. And we think that's really important because of, just the family atmosphere we're in out in the suburbs. We want to give great value with every meal, but also, it just looks so good when it comes out to the table. So I don't know if you could see that well enough. I can.
Yeah. I mean, it looks a little better than the tuna sandwich I had for lunch.
Yeah. Would you like us to FedEx it to you? I mean,
let's go. They're not doing anything this time of year anyway, so I'm sure they can get here real quick.
Yes. So I have to get used to how narrow the camera lens is. So I'm going to stand behind Keri as not to contaminate her. But so Keri is our GM, Mark, and she has a lot of years in this business. And if someone comes in, you ask what they'll expect or experience when they come in, and her smiling face is one of the things. So she does all the table touches when she's in, and we just have amazing people. She's also an artist, so we hang her art around the restaurant.
Very cool. We have an artist in our house, and she's in the art academy in high school, so that's exciting. Art's nice. Very cool. So, guys, good to meet you, Keri. Thanks for stopping by. That's awesome. For people coming from out of town, obviously, Colorado, people love to visit. This time of year, I'm sure people want to go skiing and all the rest. What else do they do, obviously skiing, when they come to see you guys?
Well, so we're out on the west side, out headed towards Evergreen. So out not too far from us is Red Rocks, and the Red Rocks Amphitheater is not too far from here. The Mills Mall is actually just up the highway, another exit or two. We're basically the gateway to the Rockies out here on I-70 and Kipling. So that's really what happens. A lot of people stop here on their way to or from skiing. They land at DIA and they stop here for dinner before they make the trek up the mountain to let traffic clear. And then we just have a lot of locals. So out this way, we've got the Arvada Center not far from here as well, because we're not far from Old Town Arvada. And they do a lot, in normal times, they do a lot of plays and theater and just general arts. So we get a lot of that out here. And then, as I said, the stock show is a huge draw. And even though we're about 10 minutes or so west of downtown, 10, 15 minutes, as long as traffic's not bad, right? We do get a lot of people coming out here from events from downtown when you want to just, like if you're at a conference or you just want to get out and explore, So I think those are the main things. It's kind of funny being in a suburb. A lot of our business, though, is, the people who live and work out here and don't want to have to drive into the city for a great meal.
Yes. All right. So you're fairly new as far as jumping into the industry and starting up. Tell us some wisdom that you would impart to someone else coming on that same journey.
I think do as much research and talk. So I'm a talker, so I talked to as many people as I knew that either owned or were involved in the industry, which I was, fortunate to be able to do, because I did know people who were chefs or who were owners. I think the thing that I would impart to people is try to sock away as much as you can for those unexpected expenses. Even though I was counseled that way too, I just can't impart enough wisdom that restaurants are complicated machines. They have a lot of moving parts. You've got equipment that needs maintenance. If you're buying one that's already running, you don't always know how well things are maintained. You may have records, but it's still equipment's a funny thing. I reopened Sideways and the beer walk-in died, and we maintenance it religiously. It's just those things that then when you have an unexpected, blizzard or natural health disaster, pandemic, the more you can be, well saved in your savings accounts for your business, and really be monitoring your expenses and your that what they always say is making sure that your costs are in line with what you're trying to make on the plate is so important. And I customers don't really understand how all that works because it's just so many moving parts. So the real key there is, delivering an amazing product and amazing customer service, because that's what saves you in a hard time. People remember you, they remember your face, they remember your kindness, and they, even if they can't afford to come dine with you right and during that time, they will come back and support you. They'll put you on their little, mental list to come back and spend money with you when they can. And I think that's the most important thing about this industry is you can't be bad at relationships and be in the restaurant business. It doesn't work.
Right. If you could change anything in the industry, what would that look like?
I think what I would change is so restaurants are typically really hard to fund, right? They've had real hard access to capital and business loans and things like that. I think we're seeing that change a little bit with the pandemic because there's been so much of a spotlight put on the industry. But that's really, I think, one of it. I think people don't realize that people who are passionate about restaurants go through extraordinary measures to get their dreams off the ground. They take a lot of risk. And I think what I would say is that there's a lot of call out there for, loans and financing and just access to what we would call, financial instruments that would be more economical, where you're not maybe putting your house at risk. And it's the same thing for all, startups and small businesses. But, we know that restaurants fail faster than a lot of entrepreneurial ventures. So I think, if there are people out there that can start to think about, better interest rates for small business owners and help make their dream come true, I think that would be a great change in the industry.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you love most about your restaurateur venture?
Well, I would be silly if I didn't say the food, because I love food and I love to eat. But really, Mark, I think if you take a step back, it's just the people. These restaurants, all three of them, no matter how good or bad they're doing with the pandemic, our customers and our employees have been absolutely amazing. And it gives you a lot of hope for humanity, because you see people like at Sideways sitting out on the patio in 19-degree weather and it's snowing because all we can offer is outdoor seating. Same thing here at Luke's. We have customers who come in, a shout out to Steve and Gina, who come and sit on the patio and have their, glass of wine and an appetizer when it's literally 20 degrees, because they know we're open and they want to support us. And of course, all those people getting to go where, we know the food's not the same when you drive it home after 5-10 minutes, but they're being so amazing and supporting us. So I think I think it's people. I go back to just, it makes you really humble, and it makes you really positive about what humanity can really be, if we all strive for taking care of each other.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a very common sentiment that I hear as we've talked to many people, is that we're created for relationships. So it's great when we get to interact on different levels like that.
Yeah.
So tell us about how you guys are giving back in the community and what kind of things are you involved with as that relates.
Well, so what we try to do at Luke's and have at all the restaurants actually, but we try to support the community through, like, a lot of the schools have donation drives, or they'll do dinner nights where they want us to, somebody will tell us they're from a certain school or something, and then we'll give back a portion of the proceeds to the community. We'll sponsor things like Local Works, which is a Wheat Ridge business development group, where they need raffle stuff and gift certificates. Actually, this Saturday, we're partnering with Discovery Tap House, which is just 3 doors down from us here in the same strip. They're just a tap house, no food, and so we're partnering together to do an outdoor Christmas market and art walk, so that people can find some local Christmas items and things like that for their families and help support the local businesses. So that's really what we try to do. And then beyond that, we hold fundraisers here. If people need the room, we don't charge for it. We have a banquet room. So we just try to be a really good community member. It's just all about supporting the greater Wheat Ridge, Arvada, Golden, Lakewood kind of area.
Love it. Love it. So as we're wrapping up our time together, we want to get a little bit of a pro cooking tip. I know you have a background in software, but you own restaurants now, so you have to know how to cook a little bit something. So
I have literally cooked at all of my restaurants in the last 6 months to either give people a night off or whatever. There's a great picture of me in the kitchen alone by myself at Sideways cooking all night to give my kitchen manager a night off. But what I think my pro tip is that most people at home don't tend to think about that temperature that they should have their food at, whether they're reheating or whether they're trying to get the right temp on a medium rare or a medium on a steak. And one of those restaurant secrets that people probably don't know is that we all have thermometers in our chef coats, because one, it complies with food safety, but two, it's how you can make sure you're delivering the right meal. So as part of that, make sure you have a great thermometer, but make sure that if you're doing steaks, since we do steaks here at Luke, remember they keep cooking when you take them off the flame. So undercook them on the flame and know that they're going to come up a temp or so the longer you let them sit before you go to eat. So that's one of the big things I notice when we go to backyard barbecues. And why is my steak closer to well now? Well, you took it off 5 minutes ago. It's still cooking while it's going out there. So that's what I would suggest, is just get real comfortable with those temperatures and using one of those really nice temperature gauges that all of us chefs have in our chef coat or sleeve pocket.
Nice. All right. Well, keep that in mind, everybody. You want good food, make sure it's cooked. So as we're finishing our time together, I want to make sure people are aware of your website, lukessteakplace.com. And if you visit there, you can get more information. There's gift cards you can buy online there, and some different things there that you can see. I think it also has links to the social media that you can find on Facebook and Instagram. Looks like even Twitter. So please go out and follow. While you're out there on the internet following Luke's Steak Place, follow Dine Digital. Our Instagram is dine.digital, as well as our website. We'd love for you to keep up with us as we continue to have these conversations, meet new people, have great conversations. So Jonathan, we've enjoyed our talk today. Is there anything else you'd like to share as we wrap up?
I just want to wish everyone an amazing holiday season. Keep your family close that's near you, and think of the ones that are afar, and just be kind to people out there. We all need a little bit of extra kindness going into 2021. And if you can support your local restaurants, whether it's Luke's or another one that's close to you, please do. And please support Dine Digital. We're making dreams come true and keeping dreams alive. So I appreciate the time, Mark.
Yes, yes, I echo those sentiments. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, whatever else you guys are celebrating. Have a happy, joyous, peaceful, and celebratory time with all friends and family. Thanks again, Jonathan, and for everyone tuning in. We'll catch you probably next year as we go into the holiday season. Bye-bye.